Well, good afternoon. This is Mike Thorpe with Warren Michaels Digital Marketing Company. We do lawyer SEO, lawyer SEO, lawyer SEO, and attorney SEO as well in Houston, Texas, is where we're based out of. So today I want to talk about something that I'm seeing become more and more common in the SEO industry, and that's a term that I've heard used over the years as golden handcuffs. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a pair of golden handcuffs, which, by the way, for those of you who would like to go down a rabbit hole you probably don't want to go down, go ahead and feel free to go to Google and start Googling golden handcuffs. It's going to take you some interesting places. So with that being said, I ended up at Toys R Us and some spray paint to get the point across. But today I'm talking about golden handcuffs with SEO companies, agencies, and of course, you know, the most common SEO guy out there right now is the guy sitting in mom's basement, so doing SEO. So number one, what are golden handcuffs, right? Golden handcuffs have been used for years and years, but mostly in an employee status or an employee relationship. So many years ago, obviously corporations, to keep talent, locked people up in non-compete agreements and all sorts of different things, but they would offer them a big bonus to stay, right, and lock them up for the next 10, 15 years, or the non-compete, as I mentioned, stuff like that. So that would be golden handcuffs, right? Like they got you. So you decide to take the money, and now you got to live up to your end or start over or something like that. So whatever that contract called for, but very common to keep the good people. Unfortunately, somebody took that philosophy and have turned it over into the SEO world, right? So for all you lawyers, attorneys, and everybody else out there watching this video right now, pay attention, because this is becoming more and more common, which is nonsense. Don't agree with it. We don't do it here at Warren Michaels Digital Marketing Company, but I want to at least give you a heads up. So in the SEO world, for lawyer SEO, what are golden handcuffs? Okay, so what kind of things could that SEO agency, company, or supposed guru do for you to keep you, right? Well, they can't really, well, they could pay you money back, but besides good service, which is, I can't even believe that's not even on the table. However, backlinks. Let's start with backlinks. So it is becoming more and more common, and there are complete companies built on this right now in the SEO industry where they rent out backlinks. So the really good backlinks, the ones with the high domain authority, the juice, where in other words they're going to really help your site rank, people are renting them. So they build the backlinks to very powerful websites. They rank the heck out of the website. They build up the website, so you get a powerful link out of it. It could be blogs, it could be another website, all sorts of different stuff, EDU sites, I mean, all sorts of different places out there. But these guys are selling these high domain authority backlinks, and you can go to any of them online, just Google buy backlinks, and it's ridiculous, right? The problem is they're usually rentals or they're garbage, okay? The problem with the rentals in this case is what we're talking about is the golden handcuffs. So let me ask you something. So let's say, which is very common in the SEO industry, again, I don't do it, but they want a 12-month contract, 2-year contract, 5-year, whatever the case may be, right? So, okay, so you sign a 1-year contract, and they're giving you backlinks month after month, right, as they should be. What happens in month 13th when you decide that these guys didn't hit the goals, you don't like them anymore, and you want to start a new business relationship somewhere else? What do you think happens to them backlinks? Okay, and if that guy or gal pulls them backlinks, or that agency pulls them backlinks from you, what do you think that does to your rankings? You're gone. You're starting over, because now all your juice or all your authority is now gone. And unfortunately, that's becoming more and more common. So one of the biggest golden handcuffs out there right now is backlinks that are rented. So you need to make sure that you're asking these questions. What do I get to take with me? So when you don't like me or I don't like you anymore, what do I get to take with me? What don't I? And make sure it's in writing. I got a story for you at the end. What's another golden handcuff? Monthly websites. There are some gigantic multi-million-dollar agencies out there right now, specifically in the legal field, peddling that, right? Because there's so many new guys out there and gals, and it's hard to get started, right? Any business, hard to get started. So they're like, oh, okay, I'm going to buy the website on a monthly, just pay them $99 a month, $100, $200, $500, whatever that number is for the package that you choose. And it makes sense because I'm probably going to be updating my website all the time anyways. Yeah, you should be updating your website, but what they're not telling you is that $200 to $500 per month is for eternity. So let me ask you something. So yeah, are they updating the website? Well, yeah, I would too. If I got somebody that's going to pay me $500 a month for the rest of their life, okay, but I choose not to do it. With that being said, what do you think happens to that website when you decide you don't like them anymore? Or more commonly, what happens is your business grows and now you need something different. You need a different solution to the problem because now you have a different problem. You have a much bigger firm, right? Or maybe you need to add individuals to your website, stuff like that, other attorneys. Well, you can't keep it. It's on their domain. It was built in their own custom CMS software. I mean, it's a joke. So guess what? Start over. And now we're right back to the same story we were a minute ago. What do you think happened to the backlinks that were on that domain? Gone. So golden handcuffs. Hosting. Citations. I mean, I can just go item after item, and I can't explain how frustrating it is because, unfortunately, the reason why I'm shooting this video is I'll go ahead and tell you the story now. I got a buddy, known him for almost 30 years, knew him very young, obviously. He called me up, I don't know, 2 months ago, and he's like, hey, Mike, you know what? I don't do SEO in his industry at all. And he's like, you know what? I think I'm getting hammered here. Can you do me a favor and just double check and see what's going on and look everything over? I was like, yeah, what the heck? So I went ahead and did it for him, right? And he's getting ripped off. I mean, the guy wasn't doing crap. He's doing like one blog a month for $1,000 a month. I mean, seriously? Really? One blog a month for a G? Sounds like a great deal for him, but not for anybody else. So I was like, yeah, no, you're getting hammered, man. You need to go find somebody else. So then, of course, he lays the pressure on. He's like, come on, man, I need you to do this for me. And I was like, I don't even do your industry. You can do a lot better. Go find somebody else. And he's like, no. We've known each other forever. So I finally gave in and decided to do it. So first things first is he had a Wix site, which is, if you have a Wix site, it's garbage. Sorry. So you're going to have to get a new site. But so we had to rebuild the site. So that takes, a month or two. So as we're building the site, he's keeping it quiet because he didn't want to let his SEO guy go until the new site was up because he was worried the SEO guy would get mad because he'd been with him for like 10 years and take his site down. So then his customers wouldn't have a site, and he had some forms that the customers had to fill out on his site. So yeah, no problem, man. I'll just build the site in the sandbox, and then when we get ready. So when we get ready to go to switch the site over to the domain, this is when I find out from my buddy, because I ask him all this information up front. Do you have access to the domain? Do you have all this? Do you have covered all my bases, right? He's like, yep, nope. He told me I have everything. I have a username, password. Just let me know when you're ready. I was like, perfect. So then he calls the guy up, tells him, yep, nope, you suck. I'm moving on. Well, guess what? He didn't have passwords and usernames. He lost a 10-year-old domain. All of his website, which was garbage anyways, we're going to replace it anyways, okay? All of his backlinks, and he had to start from scratch with a brand new domain after being in business for 10 plus years, right? So you want to talk about golden handcuffs? This happened to a really good friend of mine, and so I called him out. I was like, dude, what's going on, man? Like, how would you not know that or whatever? He's like, no, he kept telling me every agreement that he had keep in mind, he's in a 10-year relationship with this guy. So whatever this guy said or the conversations they had over that amount of time obviously built some trust or whatever the case is. So I gave him 4 attorney recommendations for where he lived. And he talked to all 4 of them, and they all pretty much said the same thing. You know what? Will we win? Probably. Is it going to be fast? No, it's going to take a while. If he fights, it's going to take even longer. It's going to cost a lot of money, thousands of dollars. You're starting a lawsuit, so it's not something general liability is going to take over. So after talking to, the legal profession, you guys, he decided to start over. But how would that make you feel? So that's the reason I'm doing this video, is not only for him, but for you guys, and because it's becoming more and more common in the SEO industry. If you're going to crawl into bed with somebody, make sure you're crawling into bed with them on the right thing, right? Read that contract. Ask them specifically, make sure it's in the contract. Hey, when I leave, when I don't like you anymore, I get to keep this, this, and this, right? Backlinks come and go, by the way. So, but the backlinks that you're worried about are the ones that are being paid for on a monthly basis. Because the minute he stops paying, or she stops paying, or the agency stops paying, the backlink disappears. And they're not going to keep paying for them when you leave, right? So that's golden handcuffs. Bottom line, at the end of the day, please know what's in the contract with the SEO. I don't expect anybody who's watching this to probably be an SEO expert, but do your due diligence, ask the questions, and make sure you get the answers, and the answers are in writing, because this is a very common thing going on right now. They're going to hold you hostage. Another term is the golden handcuffs, and it's never going to end well for you, right? So I hope this helped you. And again, if we can ever offer you a free second opinion or a site audit, feel free to contact Warren Michaels Digital Marketing Company in Houston, Texas. We do lawyer SEO, attorney SEO, and you can contact us at 832-694-1145. 832-694-1145. And thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe.